Ibrahim alayhi salam. No, Ibrahim alayhi salam. When
Abraham.
he was 86 years old, his second wife gave birth a son by the name of Ismail
Ismail.
alayhi salam. When he was 99 years old, his first wife gave birth a son by the name of Ishaq alayhi salam. What is the age difference between Ismail and Ishaq? 13 years old. But the verse that I'm going to read is that after Ishaq alayhi salam is 2 years old, Ismail 15 years old. And this verse in the Bible say that on that particular morning, Ibrahim alayhi salam, chased his wife and his son away. Give her a bottle of water, some food, and put the child on her shoulder. She carried the child, Ismail alayhi salam, walk in the desert. Okay? After some time, the food is finished, the drink is finished. So she put the son under the bush, under the tree. And she went to look for drinks, food for the child. The one who wrote it forgot something. At that time, Ismail alayhi salam already 15 years old. It's not 2 years old. Have you come across a mother carry a son 15 years old? What?
No. It's heavy.
Come across anyone?
No, it's heavy.
So the writer who wrote it forgot. He thought that Ismail alayhi salam and Ishaq alayhi salam is 2 years old.
Ah.
So there's some mistake there. So if you can't attribute this mistake to God. This is human writing. That's why it's human mistake. To make the story short, after 2 to 3 years of research, I have conclusion for myself. I'm not speaking for other people. I'm just telling you that my studies. I discovered that huge portion of the writing is actually human writing. It's not from God. Okay? So I have no choice. I leave Christianity. I started to study about Islam. One of the verse in the Quran that which attracted me most is Surah Al-Baqarah. Remember I taught this now? 255.
255.
I'm not going to repeat that. The main thing that attracted me to Islam is the Quran. Okay? Let me tell you why I say so. You see, I remember I did the research actually. I put all the religious scripture on the table. All the religious scripture. For me, I put a criteria first. For any scripture claimed to be from God, they must have this criteria. Number one, they must have the original scripture, copy of the scriptures. Do we have the original copy of the Quran?
Yes.
We have the original copy of the Quran. Alright? Do you have the Bible, the original Bible, copy of the Bible? No, they don't have that. What is the proof? I did my Bible study in South Australia, Adelaide. And I asked them to show me the proof, and I bought the Bible, Thompson Change, 5th edition. And it's mentioned very clearly that the original scripture of the Bible has perished. They don't have the original. So if you don't have the original, never mind, just put that, and the rest of the religious scripture. Like in Buddhism, the Buddhist scripture, the Tripitaka, was written 500 years after Siddhartha Gautama passed away. How can you know 500 years later he's teaching?
Yes.
Never mind. But do they have the original scripture? They don't have to. Tripitaka is actually preserved in the Mandarin language. It's supposed to be Pali language, the original. So they don't have the original and the rest all. So, round number one, do you have original scripture? You don't have. Number two, it's very important, just the original language of the scripture must survive. If the original language of the scripture, is already died or dying, people no longer learn, study, read, write, memorize, and so on. Even if I can bring you the original scripture, it's meaningless, because you know why? You can't read it, you can't understand it, you don't learn about the language. So if the scripture is from God, you must fulfill this criteria number two. The language must survive. The Arabic language people speak throughout the world.
Yes.
We study in university, we write, we memorize, we debate, we dialogue, and so on. We have the language to survive.
Your language.
Number three, that scripture must be written during the founder time. The founder
Time.
Like for example, the time of Jesus, is there anyone right now he's writing? He's teaching?
No.
No one memorized?
Mm.
Buddhist scripture, 500 years later, nothing to say.
Mm.
And the rest. Number 4. If this scripture is from God, okay, the main purpose of scripture was revealed is for what? It's to guide mankind. Okay, it's for guidance. And you look at the Quran. During the time of the Prophet Muhammad SAW, is it relevant?
Yes.
The teaching?
Yes.
What about today?
It's still relevant until the judgment day.
It's relevant. But most of the scriptures are no longer relevant.
Yes.
I used to have dialogue, in fact, in my country with the rest of the religious scriptures, religious leaders, Buddhists, Christian, and the rest. Every time when they talk about our scripture, they can only speak about in our religion we believe in this, in our religion we believe in that, But they cannot tell me that in my scripture, this chapter, verse number 1, speak about this. They can't. They believe. They say that we believe. Alright? Unlike when I talk about Islam, I will give you the chapter number, verse number, hadith, I will tell you Bukhari's, jilid number what, hadith number what, and so on, will give so that you can go and check. What I'm trying to say is that it has to be relevant. Number 5. If the scripture is from God, it must provide guidance in our life. Okay? It must provide guidance. And in Islam, when you talk about issue of mu'amalat, how many of you understand the meaning of mu'amalat first?
Muamalah muasyarat.
Dealing with people.
Dealing with.
Okay.
Yes. Daily dealing.
Mu'amalat means daily transaction,
Transaction.
excluding akidah and ibadah. And everything is mu'amalat. Islam teaches us mu'amalat in great detail. Even when you go to toilet, regardless you do big business or small business. Can you understand big business, small business?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now Islam teaches us you have to clean yourself before you come up from the toilet, right?
Very, very much.
Yeah. I used to be a non-Muslim. You remember? I embraced Islam at the age of 27, coming to 28. And as a non-Muslim before, we didn't wash. True or not true?
Yeah, true, true. It's
I
still
went
here.
to Europe, the people dress very well, with
It's
coat, with tie.
same.
And when we come up from toilet, we didn't wash.
Same here in South Korea.
But Islam teaches us even this small thing about hygiene.
Yes.
And Islam teaches us that how you should talk to your mother.
Yes.
Have to be very polite.
Mm.
Islam teaches us even during the war. Islam have rules and regulation. I was surprised.
Pandemic.
When I look at the rules and regulation come from United Nations, you compare to the Hadith, similar.
Similar, more or less.
But who comes first? United Nations come first or the Hadith come first?
Hadith.
Yeah, the Hadith come first. And Islam teaches, like even you want to slaughter animals.
Yes.
So rules and regulations.
Yes, mashallah.
And everything. So one by one, wow, you provide guidance.
Guidance. Also scientific proof.
Yeah. And the best thing is when it comes to when you come to this ibadah, the kind of akidah, for example. Islam is the only religion in the face of the earth will guide us, will teach us how to differentiate who is God, who is not God.
Yes.
You couldn't find any others. So most of the religions out there, they are worshipping creation, they are not worshipping the creator. Because the religion doesn't teach them. Why? Human writing, not from God. Or they are previous scripture, okay, but it was not preserved. So it's actually mixed up with human writing. So with all this, when I studied about the Quran, this is the one that which attracted me. So I embraced Islam about 27 years ago.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah,
And,
subhanallah.
After embracing Islam, I'm so excited. Wanted to share the message to people, but nobody guide me. I make a lot of mistakes. You know why? I learn all the deduct argument. I go to church to look for a priest and pastor to debate. this is not a good thing. This is, don't do like that. This is wrong. Because I'm too excited. I wanted to share. But one thing good about the priest and pastor is that even though my objective is to come to debate with them, I question them, even though they couldn't answer me, but they reply very politely. They say, it's okay, brother, I think we don't need to talk about compare about religion. You believe what you believe, I believe what I believe, and so on. They are good. After that, nobody wants to talk to me. So don't talk to brother Lim. So I'm wrong, I know. This is not a good approach actually.
Yes.
If you want to give da'wah, it's actually friendly discussion. It's not to try to prove that people's scripture is wrong,
And debate.
people's scripture is not right.
Argument.
It's not a good approach. So that's why after I learned through all this mistake, I create CVC, creator versus creation. That approach, remember just now?
Yeah.
So if you give me 2 hours to explain how to do it, how to use it, and then you can actually use it easily to let people know how to know about the creator. We don't have to talk anything about other people's scriptures or interpret their scriptures and so on. Okay, so that's how I became a Muslim, and I never stopped talking about Islam. And
Alhamdulillah.
my job is full time. Do program with the non-Muslim, approach the non-Muslim to have discussion, friendly discussion, meeting, do activity together. Yeah. So for the past 27 years. Yeah. So this little bit about my journey to Islam. So I'd like to open to all of you to, if you have any question you'd like to ask me about da'wah to non-Muslim, please come.
I think you introduced yourself, so if you